أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري واشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربي أوزيني أن أشكر نعمتك التي أنعمت علي وعلى والدي وأن أعمل صالحا ترضاه وادخلني برحمتك في عبادك الصالحين وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Inshallah we'll continue with the 17th word. Commentary on the verses, in the name of God, the merciful, the compassionate, that which is on earth we have made as a glittering show for the earth, in order that we may test them as to which of them are best in conduct. Verily, what is on earth we shall make but as dust and dry soil. What is the life of this world but play and amusement? Quran section 13, verse 7 to 8, and Quran section 6, verse 32. And then we also looked at the verse, my mercy encompasses all things. Quran section 7, verse 156. I think we were somewhere along, we discussed, yes, we did discuss how the infinite mercy, what martyrdom was, what slaughtering means, and so we'll continue on, inshallah, with the, however, although man, yeah, let me just recap what a little bit. So, it is not far from the infinite mercy of the most merciful, just as he bestows the rank of martyrdom on a soldier who perishes on account of his duty while fighting, and rewards a sheep slaughtered as a sacrifice by giving it an eternal corporeal existence in the hereafter, and the rank of being a mount for its owner on the bridge of Sirat, like Burak. So too with other animals and beings, with spirits who perish while performing the dominical duties peculiar to their natures and obeying the divine commands, and who suffer severe distress. It is not likely that there should be for them in the inexhaustible treasuries of His mercy a sort of spiritual reward and kind of wage suitable to their capacities, and that they should not be unduly troubled at departing this world. Indeed, that they should be pleased. None knows this unseen save God. Yes, so we were discussing about why all this glitter and enjoyment in this world when we are going to depart this world. What is it all this for? I think Brother Ali has his hand up. So Brother Ali, you have a comment? Please go ahead.
Before starting a new subject, just I wanted to emphasize on the importance of, because it is going to be mentioned here a lot, and all the arguments will be based on this word, which is the world, this world. So what does it mean, this world? In summary, shortly, this word is something to do for our spirit by using the body, human body, and its elements, and what the body of the universe brings to us as a means of communication. So our body and the universe is a school where our spirit is being trained, educated. According to the education, the spirit will reach a certain level of capacity and then graduate from this scope. So the universe and the body will be left. It is finished. It is functioning for the spirit. So where the spirit, to which capacity the spirit reached. I'm sorry, I'm walking and speaking at the same time. I am completely in another state. So that's, please forgive me for this. So my breath is cutting. I am noticing that. So anyways, for the spirit, when it reaches the capacity, let's make it easy to understand by giving the example of which degree he got in which subject and what level of the degree he reached. He will be graduated from the school, and this body and the universe will be destroyed because it is no good anymore. Education period has finished, reached the end, and then spirit will have this capacity, whatever the capacity he reached, accordingly this spirit to practice this. It needs another world, another body, where the spirit with its new capacity, this maximum capacity that that person, related person reached, will be practicing again through body, new body, and through new material, and enjoy its capacity fully, according to his capacity fully, not according to the potentials of his spirit. No, whatever the capacity we have. So, if we say Akhirah will be for believers, the word is the word is for unbelievers. What does it mean? It means the body, my body, and this world, outside world, itself without spirit, body without spirit, if the spirit is not functioning, as the universe without meaning, which is not functioning, that is what kufr is all about. This is for kafir, denier. That is what hadith says. If the word has any value in the eye of Allah, God speaks in my view, I would never give anything to kuffar. Why? Because they took the outer, I don't know, coarse matter without meaning, which is just dead body, meaningless paper, nothing written in it. It's not a book. So somebody is not treating the universe as a book, which full of meaning. So what this person, the creator of the universe, says, I would never give it to him if it had any value for human spirit, which means what came from Allah. It is just simple matter. Take it, all of it. For example, let's say not functioning computer. Not functioning computer. No energy in it, no program in it, not functioning at all. How much will you pay for this computer? I would pay nothing. I said, what shall I do? Even out of the date computer, when I experienced this before, I took it to make a rebate, to get some rebate for my old computer. I was going to give it. They said, no, it's no good. Throw it away. That's it. That's what the hadith means. This word had no value. For example, a pile of paper, which is nothing written in it, had any value at all. Oh. So if someone says, can I get this pile of paper in the form of a bookmark? It looks like a bookmark. There's nothing written in it. Okay, take it. No value. It is not a book. It is just paper. Like that, the body without ruh. What do? We just trash it, throw it to the graveyards, and let it die there. Not die, really. It is already meaningless. Doesn't have any life if there is no spirit. So it has no value. That is what the Quran, the Hadith narration again says. The word is like dead body, corpse. Then rotten body, smelling actually. The word I don't know in English. But you can understand it. It is dead and rotting, smelling really stingy. So stinging, actually, I think so. I don't know the word, how to use it. So stinging. And then what we do is, even we don't want to touch it, even we don't want to pass by it, we run away from it. That is why the word is like that body without meaning, of course. But for believers, the real life, as the Quran says, real life that human beings expect is Darul Akhirah. Inna Darul Akhirata lihiyal hayawan. The real life is Akhirah, where the body and the new creation will be really responding back to the capacity of the spirit. So what we are going to understand now from this text altogether, when the text says this world, the problems of this world, there is no problem of this world for the spirit. The problems of this world is for the body. So you use it because it is meaningful for the believers, for those people who understand and acknowledge that this universe is meaningful and my value is not my body, but my spirit. We will understand that all analogy is there, telling us by hadith narrations, by hadith literature, telling us that, if something happens to this world that we may not be happy with, don't worry about it. Just use it. Just read the meaning in it, but don't be carried away because of the pains that body feels. Not the spirit. Nothing in the universe which can cause and causes pain for the spirit, because it is, for example, the paper with some sentences are written on it, meaningful, useful information is written for it. Then what is harmful for it? The paper is helping you, in fact, to read the meaning written on it. I think these concepts are must be ready. These concepts must be ready in front of in our minds, and we will read the text accordingly. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Brother Ali, for setting our state of mind, that our body and the universe is like a school to be used to fulfill our learning for our spirit, inshallah. All right, so we'll continue with this text and then we can make comments along the way. However, although man, the noblest of beings with spirits, so as Brother Ali emphasized on it, the body is just the tool, is gonna remain and rot, but the spirit is the one that is gonna survive. The spirits and the one who benefits most from the festivals with regard to both quality and quantity is captivated by the world and absorbed in it as a work of mercy. The most merciful induces in him a state of mind whereby he feels disgust at the world and a longing to travel to the eternal realm. A longing to travel to the eternal realm. A person whose humanity is not plunged in misguidance, a person whose humanity, so the human side, which is the spiritual side, not the physical body side, humanity is not plunged in misguidance, profits from the state of mind, profits from that state of mind, and departs with a tranquil heart. So no attachment, bodily attachment, or to the physical world, understands that this world is just the school, the training place for the spirit, for it to flourish, and departs with a tranquil heart. So it would be easy for the spirit to leave. And once it understands and acknowledges that this, whoever is the owner of this universe, the most merciful one, is treating me to train me so that I get to know him and then depart back to him in a peaceful means, with a peaceful state of mind and tranquil heart. Now, by way of example, we shall explain 5 of the aspects which produce that state of mind. The first, by showing with the season of old age, the stamp of transience and decline on the beautiful and inviting things of this world and their bitter meaning. It makes a person feel disgust at the world and causes him to seek a permanent beloved in place of the transient. Yeah, so by showing the season of old age, that stamp of transience and decline on the beautiful and inviting things of this world. Yeah, they seem beautiful and inviting things of this world, but they don't last. They show the signs of transience. And then depending on our attitude on how we've seen them, how we see them, either they will, with the transience, they can give us a bitter meaning if we think that, wow, like how they are meant to last for us. But those are transient things. So it makes a person feel disgust at the world and causes him to seek a permanent beloved in place of the transient. Would anybody like to comment on this first? I think it's clear. The second, since 99% of all the friends to whom a person is attached have departed this world and settled in another, impelled by his heartfelt love, it bestows on him a longing for the place they have gone to and makes him meet death and the appointed hour with joy. Yeah. Okay, so since based on our lives, how old we are, we'll have many people we meet, many friends, our ancestors, grandparents, parents, brothers, sisters, friends. We probably in the last 2-3 years, especially in the COVID pandemic, I've heard many news of many people who were impacted, many colleagues at work who were impacted. So this transience of the world is felt, and many people are depart this world because this is not a permanent world. And there are people who we are attached to, who we would like to, we would like to see because we have the same kind of views, worldviews, and the same purpose in our lives. That is training. We are here for training. So we want to be with the loving loved ones. So it makes our heart goes towards them. And death is taken in a more peaceful way. As it said, the tranquil heart and a comfortable state of mind. So with appointed hour with joy. So meet death and the appointed hour with joy. That's an interesting state of mind, inshallah. The third, by means of certain things, it makes a person realize the infinite weakness and impotence in man. By means of certain things. Interesting. Certain things in this world, material world, it makes a person realize the infinite weakness and impotence in man and understand how heavy are the burdens of life and responsibilities of living, and awakens in him a serious wish for rest and a sincere desire to go to another world. Brother Ali, please go ahead.
Sorry, I couldn't really raise my hand in time. So it was for the previous paragraph. Looking forward for the to enter another world, to enter the next creation. I imagined that a young man graduated from a certain profession, education profession in college he took. And what does he do now? He's very busy with filling in the forms for application for his new position now. Very excited. On the one hand, he prepares the application forms and sends it in general to get a good job. And on the other hand, his parents and himself, but he may not be able to express it during the young age, clearly waiting for marriage. Look at this description now. Exactly how the Quran manifests, describes paradise. Why? He is going to practice what he has learned so far, and he is going to enjoy his life in a family life, new family life. So, how exciting it is. And then when he got the job, starts it and wants to make most of it, etc., etc. I look at myself. Am I in this age? Doesn't matter the age. Am I really ready to graduate from this university of the universe and to fill in the applications, to get a new job, new position, independent life? For me, that a student doing the assignments and going to the school, attending the class, all these things will be over soon. It is already soon. When I graduate, it will be over soon, and I will enjoy graduation, a new type of life. And am I getting ready to have a family life together, enjoy my life with my spouse and children? No, I'm not, as far as the next creation is concerned, because my understanding of death, getting into the new creation, is I'm going to be taken into account, responsibility. Why? I'm not prepared. I know how I am deprived. I deprived myself of from attending the classes, benefiting from the teachings of the professors, and having the excitement, because it's very simple, because I haven't done my assignments. That is why we are not excited about the news of paradise, such a beautiful life with your beautiful, most enjoyable wife and husband life, family life. Enjoy your enjoyment. People are surprised that the Quran is crazy about describing the relationship with a man or woman with his spouse in such an amazing way. But the reality of life is that if only I am ready for my profession, for my life, and then I will get married. All the young people, when I was young as well, I passed through this stage. I was so excited that now that I'm getting my own independent income, so I am ready to get married now. Although I may not be able to express it openly, but what light in my life was this? Every young man wants to get married, have this spouse. That is why Quran really emphasizes on the importance of beauty of paradise, how beautiful it will be, and also beauty of your life with your spouse. Perfectly matching the reality I have experienced here. Thank you very much.
MashaAllah, thank you for sharing your experiences. All right, would anybody like to say anything or comment? So where we were in the third, that by means of certain things, it makes a person realize the infinite weakness and impotence in man, and understand how heavy are the burdens of life and responsibilities of living, and awakens in him a serious wish for rest and a sincere desire to go to another world. The fourth, Through the light of belief, it shows to the heart of a believer that death is not execution, but a change of abode. That the grave is not the mouth of a dark well, but the door to light-filled worlds. The grave is not the mouth of a dark well, but the door to a light-filled worlds. Light-filled worlds. And that for all its glitter, the world is like a prison in relation to the hereafter. For all its glitter, the world is like a prison in relation to the hereafter. To be released from the prison of this world and enter the gardens of paradise and pass from the troublesome turmoil of bodily life, to the world of rest and the arena where spirits soar, and to slip free from the vexatious noise of creatures and go to the presence of the most merciful. To slip free from the vexatious noise of creatures and go to the presence of the most merciful is a journey, indeed a happiness, to be desired with 1,000 lives. Go to the presence of the most merciful is a journey, indeed a happiness, to be desired with 1,000 lives. The fifth, by informing a person who heeds the Quran about the knowledge of reality it contains. By informing a person who heeds the Quran about the knowledge of reality it contains, and through the light of reality, the world's true nature, it makes him realize that love for the world and attachment to it are quite meaningless. By informing a person who pays attention to the teachings of the Quran about the knowledge of reality it contains, and through the light of reality, the world's true nature. So it sheds light on the reality of this world, what its true nature is. It makes him realize, and we see that also by our observation, what the reality of this world is. So it makes me and everyone else realize, makes him realize that love for the world and attachment to it are quite meaningless. Very interesting. Because we're always worried about things here and there, and then attachment and life, this world are quite meaningless if compared to what the life of the hereafter is. That is, it says the following to man and proves it. The world is a book of the eternally besought one. Its letters and words point not to themselves, but to the essence, attributes, and names of another. The world is a book of the eternally besought one. So the world is like the Musaf, and what it points to is, the meaning is the Quran. Its letters and words point not to themselves, but to the essence, attributes, and names of another. In which case, learn its meaning and grasp it. So learn the meaning, that what this word points to, and grasp it and incorporate that, but ignore the decorations and then go. Yep, so this body, this human body, the universe, the physical aspect of it is all the means to get to the meaning. So it's like a school. all the problems we face have to do with the body and the physical aspect, as Brother Lee was pointing, but the spirit needs to be nourished and flourished so that it goes in a peaceful way. The world is also a tillage. Sow and reap your crop and preserve it. The world is also a tillage. Sow and reap your crop and preserve it. Throw away the chaff and give it no importance. So use this world and it's the experiences that you make out of it and get to know who your Lord is, get to know the qualities of your Lord, get closer to your Lord. And as you know, the things are transient, whatever is. Yes, just like this tillage or in farming, whatever is like the chaff or I guess the hay or whatever is the leftovers, that is not important. But get the whatever you are benefiting from, the reap of your crop. Once you plant the seeds, the cultivation that you get out of it. That's the analogy. You preserve that. The world is also a collection of mirrors which continuously pass on one after the other. The world is also a collection of mirrors which continuously pass on one after the other. So know the one who is manifested in them. So know the one who is manifested in those mirrors. See his lights. Understand the manifestations of the names which appear in them. And love the one they signify. Cease your attachment for the fragments of glass, which are doomed to be broken and perish. So don't love the mirror, but love what is the object that the mirror is reflecting on, to what the object reflects to, what the mirror reflects on. So for example, the world is a collection of mirrors, but in that reflection is the manifestation of, or the light of the one who owns this universe. Understand the manifestation of the names and qualities which appear in those mirrors, and love him, love the owner, love the creator of the universe, love the one whose qualities you're all benefiting from and what they signify. Seize the attachment of the mirror or the fragments of glass which are doomed to be broken and perish. For example, this universe. The attachment to this universe will just be broken and perish. Yeah. The world is also a traveling place of trade. The world is also a traveling place of trade. So do your commerce and come. Do not chase in vain the caravans which flee from you and pay you no attention. Do not weary yourself for nothing. So just do your training and education. Just don't run after them in vain, or don't get to it. Basically, their purpose is to teach me who my Lord is. That's what the purpose of the trade is. The world is also a temporary exhibition. The world is also a temporary exhibition. So look at it and take lessons. Pay attention not to its apparent ugly face, but to its hidden beautiful face, which looks to the eternal, all beauteous one. Pay attention not to the world's apparent ugly face, but to its hidden beautiful face, which looks to the eternal, all-beauteous one. Go for a pleasant and beneficial promenade, then return. And do not weep like a silly child at the disappearance of scenes, displaying fine views and showing beautiful things, and do not be anxious. Interesting. We are all like silly childs. Don't be like a silly child and weep at the disappearance of the beautiful scenes that we see. But because we need to go and look at the beautiful face of the eternal, all beauteous one. All right, so next one. The world is also a guest house. World is also a guest house, so eat and drink within the limits permitted by the generous host who made it, and offer thanks. Act and behave within the bounds of his law. Yeah, somebody owns this world. Act and behave within the bounds of his law. Then leave it without looking behind you and go. Do not interfere in it in a delirious or officious manner. Do not interfere in this guest house in a delirious or officious manner. Do not busy yourself for nothing with things which part from you and do not concern you. Do not attach yourself to passing things and drown. Do not attach yourself to passing things and drown. Brother Ali, please go ahead.
Please bring, finish the paragraph. Have you? Have you finished reading the paragraph, this paragraph?
Okay, let's continue. And then, yeah.
Yeah.
This fifth aspect shows the secrets in the world's interface through apparent truths like these. Secrets in the world's interface through apparent truths like these and greatly lightens the parting from it. Greatly lightens the parting from it. Yeah. The fifth shows the secrets of the world's interface through apparent truths like these and greatly lightens the parting from it. Indeed, to those who are aware, it makes parting desirable for them and shows that there is a trace of mercy in everything and every aspect of it. The Quran indicates these 5 aspects and its verses point to other particular aspects. Woe to the person who has no share of these 5 aspects. All right, let's pause here to hear Brother Ali. Go ahead, please.
Just a reminder for myself, for everybody here, that what we have been reading here, the author is wisely preparing our minds to understand the function of the universe, the purpose of human's existence and the universe. So we have to say the world is the collection of mirrors. Everything created in the universe has a purpose to manifest the qualities of its creator, to introduce him to everybody, including me. So what is he going to prepare what he is preparing ourselves, our minds, to grasp what he is going to say towards the end of the section, that What about the problems, troubles, pains that are created by this so-called, in quote unquote, compassionate, merciful God? What is he really doing? All these undesired things. So that, look, understood that the purpose of the universe is to demonstrate and introduce the qualities, which kind of creator this universe has. And therefore, which kind of creator is my creator, the purpose of existence. So the purpose of the existence of pain, undesired things, so-called disasters, calamities, what are they? Now, mind that the real subject of this section is to deal with seemingly evil creation, seemingly evil things happening in the universe. Thank you.
Did you mute yourself, Brother Ali, or so remind ourselves about the seemingly what?
Seemingly, some evils are created by this so-called merciful God. Come on. It is not acceptable. That is the problem the whole world is struggling with, and saying that this is an unsolved problem. You cannot solve it, but only come to the conclusion that if the creator of the universe is a conscious, powerful, merciful creator, she shouldn't torture human beings with pains and undesired creations, calamities. This is what we have to get ready our mind to understand the existence of seemingly evil creation. So understand that they are not evil, perfectly functioning and useful tools of education for us to get to know who our creator is. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah. So all that we go through and are presented with are part of the mercy. Like even things we don't like, we don't know what we're waiting for, expecting. Things may go our way or may not go our way. So that all part is part of our training. And that is what the message of the Quran and what this author is training us. That they seemingly seem not right, evil, but they are all coming from a merciful source. Any other comment by anyone with what has been read? I think it's just pretty explanatory in how we can understand. So let's go on to the second station of the 17th word. So they're like poetry, as the author says. Cry not out at misfortune, O wretch, come trust in God. For know that crying out compounds the misfortune and is a great error. Crying out, paying it too much attachment or attention at the misfortune is a great error. See that is coming from your Lord, so for you to connect with him. So don't pay too much attention to it or cry out of proportions at that misfortune, because that is going to take you away from your Lord. Find misfortune's sender and know it is a gift within gift. Yeah, find the misfortune sender and know it is a gift within gift. And pleasure. So leave crying out and offer thanks. Like the nightingale, smile through your tears. So poetic. Smile through your tears. If you find him not, know the world is all pain within pain. If you find him not, yeah, know the world is all pain within pain. Transience and loss. So why lament at a small misfortune? See, the misfortune becomes small with the understanding. While upon you is a wonderful of woe, a world full of woe. While upon you is a world full of woe. Come trust in God. Trust in God. Laugh in misfortune's face. The misfortune too will laugh. As it laughs, it will diminish. It will be changed and transformed. So that misfortune will be changed and transformed. Ha! Laugh at it. No, O arrogant one. Happiness in this world is in abandoning it. To know God is enough. Abandon the world in your understanding. Understand this is a transient place for my education, for my training, to get to know my Lord. So to know God is enough, abandon the world, all things will be for you. All things will be for you. To be arrogant is total loss. Whatever you do, all things will be against you. Yeah, trying to do things when all things are being done by the owner of the universe. So you can't change whatever is not in your control. All things will be against you. So both states demand abandoning the world here. Abandoning the world is to regard it as God's property with His permission in His name. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Everything in this world is His property. So with His permission in His name, if you want to trade, it lies in making this fleeting life eternal. If you want to trade, it lies in making this fleeting life eternal. That's the best of trade. To understand that this fleeting life, how do I make in living in this world eternal? By recognizing God's property and acting with His permission and in His name. If you seek yourself, it is both rotten and without foundation. If you seek yourself, seeking yourself, just being concerned with yourself, it is both rotten and without foundation. If you seek the world outside, the stamp of ephemerality is upon it. So it's a loss both ways, just being involved with your concern with yourself in terms of, looking at yourself, weak species, impotent, can't create anything, can't do anything. The world outside just fading away, ephemerality is upon it. That means there is no value in taking it. The goods in this market are all rotten. Oh my, the goods in this market are all rotten. So pass on. The sound goods are all lined up and beyond it. Pass on, the sound goods are all lined up. The sound goods, the eternal goods are all line up and beyond this ephemeral good. All right, I think we can stop here for the day, and next time we'll continue with a fruit of the black mulberry. Brother Ali, please, final comments, closing. Thank you.
Inshallah, next week, Saturday, we have to go over the last piece we read today, you read today. How are we going to change this world view as far as the text says, seemingly misfortunes, not being satisfied with something, not created what we expected from the creator to create it for us. And this process, how are we going to deal with it and really experience it in our practical life, not only intellectually, but practically. And we have to really talk about it a lot. Maybe every details occurs to us through our experiences so far. We have to share it together without saying, hiding it. There is no need to hide. It is reality. We have to solve the problem because it's intellectual knowledge. If it is not put into practice and not yet enough education about it, training about it, this knowledge in and of itself has no value. It is useless. Inshallah, next week, I feel that we have to go over it again. The last piece we read today in the form of statements. So long, poem-like saying. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alim